If you have been watching visa updates, my videos, or maybe some other YouTubers' videos, you already know what I'm about to say. Every few weeks, there's another change happening. One week, new occupations are added, and the next week, entire pathways vanish overnight. But this time, it's different. How? This isn't just a random patch or a quick political announcement. This is Australia hitting reset button on how it chooses who gets to stay, work, and have and build a life here. And if you are coming as an international student, worker, or migrant, this actually gonna be affecting you a lot. So I would say listen right now, because there's so many clickbaits, there's so many dodgy agents, half understood headlines, different kind of news, everything. So today I will walk you through everything that's actually changed in this month 2025, which is going to be obviously impacting in upcoming years, especially in 2026 February intake and July intake. So not just what changed, how it changed and why it actually happened, I will explain you, and how you can turn this chaos into a strategy. So let's go forward. Hi guys, hello, welcome back to another video. This is your CapsLock, and today we are back with another video. Today we are talking on so many important points that you need to be having in the mind, because these points, if you miss, it's gonna be impacting your dream of coming to Australia. Or if you're in Australia, you need to have these points, because this is not related to only international students already in Australia. It's related to everyone who's maybe a worker, maybe a migrant, everyone who will be or is already in Australia. So before starting this, to tell you, this guy is called KapsLock. I try to help different kind of migrants who are coming to Australia, and I try to make different kind of podcasts. I try to make them different kind of videos, visa updates, PR updates, courses, universities. As much knowledge as I can give you through my channels, I give it to you. Additionally, just to tell you, I have started a podcast channel in which you can go and listen to people who are doing different courses from different unis, from different entrepreneurship they are like into. And this one more channel recently started, which is related to the vlogs which I post behind the scenes from this studio light outside world. Anyway, so today we will be covering the new smart migration phase. That's technically phase 2 reforms saying, and the skills points the revolution that's rewriting who's going to be qualifying in the future for PR, and why regional work suddenly matters more than ever been ages, and how to protect yourself from the wave of visa refusals hitting thousands of students. But I would say stay till the end so that you can understand every point clearly, because the final 5 minutes could actually save you from a 1 year, maybe more than 1 years of delay or a permanent ban in Australia. So lean back, listen to this video, listen to this information properly. Let's break it down properly. Okay, first deep dive into the condition, what's happening right now. First, the big reset. So what's exactly happening in Australia right now in this particular month, 2025, November? So the Department of Home Affairs launched phase 2 of its migration strategy, and they're calling it a smart migration. And phase 1, just to tell you, that's going to be the phase 2. The phase 1 was earlier this year, where they were clearing the backlog, clearing the dust from the window. Now they can see things clearly. This phase 2 is about rebuilding the entire system so it does not collapse again. How? They call the new focus productivity migration, and it might sound robotic to you, right? But here's what it actually means in plain English. Australia does not just want people anymore. It wants contributors to the nation. It's no longer about how many visas get approved. It's about who actually adds value, longer term, not just short term. So if you're studying, working, or planning to apply for PR, the question has totally changed. It's no longer do I qualify or am I fit enough for Australia. The question is, do I fit Australia's economic story right now, today's date? Well, simplifying each and every part, I can tell you from November, the government's priorities look different in a way. First, few temporary visa holders with no clear pathways. Yes. More skilled workers in healthcare, construction, education, and green tech. As I mentioned, they're actually going to be spending $16.5 billion on these particular industries for different people to join in, have PR, have TR, have study. So that's the thing. That's from the government perspective, by the way. And faster PR for those who commit to regional areas. They really want people to go to regional areas. Melbourne is technically full. Sydney is full. Even Adelaide, that's one of the regional area, but that's getting full. So Australia's migrations program is no longer a lottery now. It's actually a strategy, and a strategy that you need to align yourself. And if you align yourself with that strategy, you will actually win in the situation of getting visas, of getting TR, of getting PR eventually. So next chapter, the skills point system revolution. Let's talk on this. So if I talk about the quiet revolution nobody saw coming, is the new point system is here right now. Just to tell you, for years, for actually decades, years, the point test was like a mystery game. One person with 85 points got refused randomly. Another with 70 got approved. No one knew why, because you cannot talk to DHA directly, which is Department of Home Affairs, just to tell you. So for years it's been going on. That's a confusion, and it's ending now. How? The new model looks at the employability of what you do, not just your degree or your English score, but how your skills fit in the real job market. For example, if you're training in critical sector like aged care or renewable energy, you instantly get higher score. If you're willing to work in regional areas, that adds extra PR points. And if your overseas experience is verifiable, or I would say relevant, it finally getting counted. So just to tell you an example, let me share you a story. So there's a guy studying engineering in Adelaide and worked 2 years as a junior mechanical tech in India back in the time. So before these reforms, before these changes, that experience didn't mean much for him. Now it's a priority occupation and he's in a regional zone. So he's already ahead of thousands of city-based applicants. And that's the new reality. It's no longer about being qualified, it's about being valued. Does Australia value your study and you? That matters. So the new philosophy is clear. Australia's done picking migrants based on the potential. It's now choosing people who can start contributing in Australia for Australia from the first day. So if you have been working abroad, I would say collect proof evidence of employment, letters, skill verification reports now, because they matter more than ever. Okay, so the next chapter, simplified occupation list. Let me explain you properly. Now this one made a lot of people say finally, but gone are the days of 10 different occupation lists for 10 visa types. These days used to be that time, not anymore. Australia has introduced a different single national dynamic skills register. How? Let me explain you. What does this register do? Let me tell you. It updates every 3 months using live job market data from the National Skills Commission. So in simple words, if Australia needs more electricians tomorrow, the list is gonna be getting updated automatically. If the country has too many cafe managers or chefs, the occupation demand is gonna be dropping in priority because it's not required anymore. So less politics is gonna be there and more logic. So the demand, if it goes high, then chances of getting your PR is gonna be high. But here's one spicy part that you don't want to miss. Some popular roles are actually dropping fast, like general accountants, marketing specialists, cafe managers, all are facing oversupply. The demand is still less, supply is way too much. Meanwhile, demanding surging for advanced trades, green construction, tech security. That's where the future points are going. So if you can eventually turn your study, which you're thinking to do in Australia or are doing in Australia, can link up to these particular roles, they can get you good jobs sorted, they can get you easy PR sorted. Well, if you're in a field that I would say that's cooling off, don't panic, you can't do anything right now, it happens suddenly. Anyway, what you can do is look for micro credentials or short courses in related priority areas. A small certification in green systems or AI integration can lift your profile into the in-demand sector, the in-demand category. So I would say take a pause for yourself and think how you can relate your studies to that, how you can relate your job to that. Anyway, I would want you to tell me in the comment section what's your field right now. Are you seeing in the new list, in like the skill list that's coming up, are you there? Is your role there? If not, what are you gonna do? So that we can we can compare notes from each other, because these shifts are moving fast, so we can actually have more information where the people are actually right now going. You can learn from them, get inspiration from them. Anyway, Now, I would say stick around because in the few minutes I'll be talking on about the PR pathways and why the rules you used to know about last year don't apply anymore. Let's talk there. Well, the next chapter. The chapter is the PR pathway, the new PR pathways. So, now let's talk about the new PR pathway, the part which everyone is waiting for in this video, which is obviously PR. So, for years, permanent residency in Australia felt like a maze where you're like confused and lost. Temporary visa, then bridging visa, then another bridging visa, and then if you guessed the right combination, maybe you can get PR eventually. Now, take a pause because it's not happening anymore. November's reforms cleaned everything that you might know in the past. So here are now three main PR streams that you would get PR for sure. First, skilled and sponsored pathways. So 2 years of verified employment in eligible sectors can get your PR sorted. Second, regional commitment pathway. For those who live and work in these designated regional areas for a fixed period, they might get it sooner. And national interest pathway. For exceptional contributors like researchers, innovators, and project leaders, they might get it. So each stream has clear criteria, clear points, and this is actually huge. The time spent on the new skills in demand visa directly counts towards PR eligibility anyway, right? So you no longer start from zero every time that you change jobs or regions. So that's Australia's rewarding loyalty right now for you. So if you have been switching roles or states often, I would say stop, because I would say commit to one consistent path, as it's now the fastest way forward. Because when you're thinking so many things simultaneously, when you're riding in multiple boats, you're gonna fall in the water eventually. So next chapter, the regional advantage. So if you ever wondered whether moving regional really helps, the answer is loud and clear. Yes, it does help. The November reforms introduced regional points credits. So if you live and work outside major cities like Brisbane, Melbourne, Sydney for at least 18 months, you get bonus points for PR. These credits can reduce your work experience requirement for PR or push your score over the threshold which you need to get that sorted. So it's not just about the numbers anymore. Just to tell you, the government is literally paying local councils to sponsor skilled workers. That means more employer sponsorship in small towns, healthcare centers, and infrastructure projects. So if you're open to quiet mornings, affordable rent, and a community that actually remembers your name, right? Because there's so many people here. Regional, there's not much. So regional life might get you faster PR. You're gonna be living a life which you might love eventually. And look into the states like South Australia, Tasmania, regional Victoria. They're moving quicker than Sydney or Melbourne. So before we jump ahead, I would say stay tuned, because the one last part that's everyone's catching off guard right now is family sponsorship. So it's changing in a surprisingly human way, and I want to tell you about it. As the next chapter is family sponsorship goes digital. How? So let's talk about family, because behind every visa file, there's someone's family waiting on the other side. So Australia's new family sponsorship finally gets a human touch, a human feel. The government goal is simple: make it easier for families to live together, not apart. Now sponsors can link their tax and residency data directly with the Department of Home Affairs through a verification portal. So I would say less paperwork is required. Chances of mistakes will be less, obviously, and fast visa approvals will be there. So this is big for partners, children, and parents visa. It means if your documents and finances are clean, your application could move in weeks, not months, just weeks. So if you're planning long term, think of it as an insurance. When families settle faster, applicants perform better, stay longer, and contribute more. So it's a good thing, right? Australia is finally recognizing that emotional stability is also economic stability. So that's where you can actually think of, if you or anyone who's thinking to apply for family sponsorship visa, this information is really important for them, so make sure to share it to them. Anyway, the next part, state nominations shake-up. Now here's what things get spicy again. Australia's overall migration cap stays around 185,000 permanent spots. But what's changing in those spots are divided. Some states like Western Australia and South Australia have had their nomination codes cut by up to 30%. Other states like Queensland, which may get small increase because their previous allocations were tiny. So What does this mean to you? If your state nomination hasn't moved yet, it's not your fault. The allocations are delayed, and most states are still using interim numbers. But here's the truth. This isn't just a bad news, it's a filter. Australia is focusing states to pick quality over quantity. So now your job is to make your application bulletproof. So get your experience verified, tighten your English evidence, make sure your occupation is on the state's live skills list before submitting. Because when cuts happen, only the cleanest applications make it through. And that actually brings us to the part everyone's whispering about: student visa refusals. It's not rumors, it's real. Let's talk facts. The new student visa storm, right? It's happening everywhere. Over the last few months, rejection rates for student visas, especially from India, Nepal, some parts of Africa as well, have like shot up so high. In some regions, refusals touched 90%. Why? Because of misinformation. Oh my god, I've been talking on this a lot, but still you don't understand. After India moved to assessment level 2, people were so happy. Thousands of agents started telling students they didn't need to show funds or IELTS. That's false. I told you. In my other videos, I told you that's false. Australia's genuine student requirement still expects full evidence of funding, English proficiency, and course relevance. So if someone told you apply now, you will get through. Stop. Prepare properly and don't apply at all. You need these things. You need funds. You need English. You need IELTS score. You need course relevance. Let me be a little blunt. If your first visa got refused, your second one has less than 10% chance of success. That's not scary tactic for me, but that's the immigration data. So if you're planning to study, show 6 months of bank statements, prove the funds are accessible, not borrowed overnight, show that your academics align with your course, and keep your statement of purpose clear, realistic, and honest, written by yourself. This wave of refusals isn't about punishing students, it's about cleaning the system. And if you're genuine, if your paperwork is real, your purpose is real, Australia still wants you. So I would say don't give up because someone else got refused. Fix your gaps and go again, and this time go again with the right way. Because you have a dream, you need to complete this dream. Alright, let's be honest. November 2025 is not just another policy update month, it's a wake up call for you. Australia is no longer rewarding guesswork or shortcuts, it's rewarding preparation, skill, and contribution to the nation. And that's where you come in. Whether you're a student, a worker, or someone who's dreaming of getting PR, you still have time to adapt. But you've got to stop chasing here and say, and start building a plan. Because the people who will succeed in 2026 are the ones preparing right now while you're watching this video. So the decision map, I can give you 5 things you must do before 2026. First, let me first make it simple for you. This is the 5 decision plan. Print it, save it, paste it in your wall, live by it. First, get real about your category. Don't assume you're skilled. Check your occupation on the dynamic skills register every month. If it's sliding down the list, pivot early, not after your visa expires. Second, clean your profile. Fix old inconsistencies if you can, mismatched job titles, misleading or missing payslips, unclear employment status, home affairs. Artificial intelligence now flags mismatched data automatically and you might get auto reject. Third, prioritize regional options. The fastest PR routes right now are outside metro zones, you know it. Regional jobs, regional courses, regional sponsorships, they all multiply your points in the PR process. Protect your integrity. If an agent promises visa without IELTS, no funds are required. Just walk away. The doors are still open. Integrity is now a policy filter. Once you lose credibility, every future visa you're gonna be applying once you get a refusal is gonna get tougher and tougher. Last but not the least, think long game, not shortcut. Ask yourself, where do you want to be in the next 5 years? Choose visa, jobs, locations that aligns with that particularly. Not what's trending right now on TikTok or maybe on Instagram or wherever you might see my video. No, choose by yourself. Take a paper, pen, write it down. But let's not stop at theory. Here's your homework plan that I want to give you to be better in this particular scenario and get flexible enough to understand how you can be practical, real, and doable things you might think of. Your 7-day action plan. First, audit your profile. Write down your current visa, expiry date, occupation code, English score. You can't fix what you don't track, so I would say start tracking. Second, check the new skills list. As I mentioned, go to the official Department of Home Affairs site in Australia, search for your occupation in the dynamic skills register. If it's not there, explore adjacent skills or micro credentials. Third, verify your experience. Contact past employers for new reference letters that match Australian standards. If you can, if you're applying for sponsorship or maybe direct work visa. Even minor gaps can actually cause your refusals. So, day 4, explore regional options. Look up to regional portals, South Australia, Tasmania, regional Victoria. You will be surprised to know how many sponsorships are actually open. Third, fix your finances. Gather bank statements, tax returns, ITRs. Have at least 6 months of consistent financial records ready. Another is prepare your story. Update your genuine student statement or genuine temporary intent, whatever we call it. Make sure your goals are matching your field and your documents. Get professional feedback. Yes, before you lodge anything, have a migration lawyer or a registered agent review your file once at least. 1 hour of advice can save you 6 months of regret or maybe more. So if you complete these particular 7 steps, you will actually be more prepared than 90% of the applicants right now if you're coming or are in Australia. So remember, immigration is not about luck anymore. It's a preparation meeting opportunity. Look, finally, I would love to say, conclusion. This video has been heavy for you, but I'm not here to make you panic. I'm here to give you what's actually going on in the market. I'm here to make you ready. Because what I've seen is what I don't want you to repeat other people are doing. So it's about losing years of lives to misinformation, but you don't want it, obviously. You don't need shortcuts, you need strategy, you don't need guarantees, you need preparation. So that's where this channel is all about, clarity, but not confusion. So if this video helped you, share it to your friend who's thinking to apply for Australia maybe this year, 2026. So in the comment section, just leave your visa type you're applying for and the country you belong, so that I can actually try and track real world outcomes here, not just rumors, and I try to help you. I'm your brother in this journey, trust me. I just want you to win the right way possible. So breathe, plan, and go chase the dream you have been thinking of. So finally, share this video to your friends, as I mentioned. Like this video if you understood any of these points. Subscribe to this channel for more information. I'm going to India, by the way, next week. If you're in India, we might meet anyway. Like, share, and subscribe. Subscribe my other channels. This is CapsLock signing off. Need to do other stuff. And there's a new setup, by the way. We'll make a podcast. No, not podcast. We'll make a vlog on this. That's gonna be posting on the next channel, on the another channel, which link is in the description. So this is CapsLock signing off. Bye. All the best for your dreams. See you.